It's him?
It's him.
Okay.
I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, unfortunately, that's criminal activities. But like, I have my criminal lawyer. I don't want a war, but I'm forced to fight a war. I will fight to the end.
And I understand the whole, it started out with a good gesture on his part.
Can we talk for a minute and you tell us what's going on so that we get an idea?
Okay, so how it all started was, for years before, he's here 30 years. This
Right.
family owns the property 35
Sure.
years. We've been using this the whole time. I'm a bounty hunter,
Oh.
okay?
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
I'm a bounty hunter, and 2 days in a row, there was a strange car that was here that we'd never seen. We knew it wasn't Eric's car, so we said, so he called to Eric and said, hey, is this your car?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes he can have a tone.
Yeah.
I admit it, he's a New Yorker, he has a tone. But all he wanted to know was, because I have to be aware of my surroundings at all times.
Sure.
If I lock someone up and they find my name, my address, they could be here to do some harm to me.
Sure.
So 2 days in a row I came down and I said, there's a car there. Like, I don't know if it has to do with me. Maybe it's a renter, maybe, which is not a big deal. We don't
Right.
care, because usually in the wintertime we can't get up the driveway, so we always, for 30 years, we've parked our cars here in the wintertime because we can't get up. So he said that he called Eric and told Eric, hey, is that your car? Because if it's not, I'm going to tow it. And then Eric got defensive and was like, you're not going to tow my car. And that's not what Keith was saying. I think there's a little bit of a language barrier. Because his tone, and he doesn't understand Eric. Eric doesn't understand him. So I think it's escalated to a point where now this is just like absolutely ridiculous. So he was just trying to say, listen, if it's not your car and we don't know who it is, we're towing that. Because it could be somebody waiting behind a tree for me. It could be anybody to do anything to me. And that's how it all started. And then they were going back and forth in text. I didn't read them all. And then Eric was texting him at like 2, 3 in the morning, and he's like, this is ridiculous. So he blocked Eric, and then it's one thing left to the other. Now, I do have on videotape, and I'm willing to show it to you. When Eric was they were putting up the video cameras in the backyard, Keith walked to his property line where the pin was, and he just said, why are you doing this? Like, why, why? I mean, I walk outside naked to let my dogs out because I'm in the area that I can. Like, now I got cameras and I can't even do that,
Kill somebody if I did that.
So you know what I'm saying? So, hey, listen, I don't care. You want to see my body? It's pretty saggy, but you're going to see it. I don't care. Like, I'm a New Yorker too. I don't care.
I lived in New York for several years,
Yeah. But we
Manhattan,
grew up there.
yeah.
So we grew up in areas, and I'm not throwing names, but my uncle is John Gotti. Do you know who John Gotti
Yes.
is? Okay. John Gotti died in jail for murdering people. He's a mafia. I grew up in a really tough family. I don't take no shit from no one. I'm not dealing with shit. This is not my property, it's his. He got it back in his divorce. So whatever he has to do with Eric and the two of them, but it's like at the point where it's ridiculous.
Well, we don't need friction.
We don't. But then
We
Eric
need
called the
everything.
police and told them, and I have it on video.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to show you the video.
Sure.
He threatened me. He didn't threaten him. He didn't threaten Eric. He just said, why are you doing this? Like, why are you putting up cameras, like, facing my yard and stuff? Like, why are you doing this? And that's when Eric called the police and told them that he was threatening him. And I have it all on video, and he did not threaten him.
Okay.
So, and then there was an incident last week, I guess. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law were walking the dogs, and he came flying up, and my sister-in-law told him, whoa, fucking, like, watch where you're going or whatever. And
I was on my
words
property.
were said. Yeah, but I mean, it was up your property, but when you come up this way, they were over here.
No, they were there, back there.
I don't know.
I have camera.
I don't know.
Well, I tell you
Yeah.
what.
So-
I think he's going to put up a fence, and then that
Oh,
way
and
that
that-
delineates everything.
that's
And then I
fine.
don't think there should be any more problems, right?
I mean, there shouldn't be a problem.
Well,
I
right,
mean,
and maybe things
I
can
think
kinda
it got
cool
out of.
off.
I think it
It's
just got out of control.
and we
But then
need
he
to-
called the police again, And then he's telling
Per
me-
lawyer's advice,
okay,
you know.
but this is slander now. You're getting into slander and defamation of
That's well
character
accusation.
because you told Jim Yonan.
I didn't.
You
See,
have,
see,
there's
see,
a guy
see
named
where
Jim
it's going.
Yonan who works for him. Jim Yonan, who's been our friend for over 30 years. Jim Yonan sought us out personally to tell us how Eric is bad-mouthing us. He told his renter, okay, all about us, that when they went in to rent the Jeep from us, because we rent Jeeps down in town, the renter told him, yeah, the guy that rented us the house said that you guys were crazy and we need to just mind our business. Why are you doing that? He's not crazy. He's just trying to defend what he thought was his. Just the same as he's trying to defend what he thinks is his.
So maybe we can just
So,
come to an
but the whole thing is,
understanding or something,
it's got to
so-
stop because
Right.
now he said to Riley
Yeah, we
Trotter,
don't need to have things
he had the
getting-
police officer out today or yesterday, Riley Trotter, and told Riley Trotter all these things about Keith, and then he said that he doesn't want his commercial vehicles on his property.
Well, we don't
You
want,
can't,
we don't
but
want
wait a
things
minute.
to escalate.
But
We
you
want
can't
things to-
control as a renter where your renters rent Jeeps from.
Well,
You
no,
can,
of course
unless you
not.
want to put
I
in your
know, but I'm just
contract,
saying
do
we
not
need to-
rent from the Jeep
no,
rental.
I'm just saying
But
we need to
he's-
get, we need
yes, but then he
everybody-
needs
That's why we need a judge, you know. Like if you,
It's
what do you,
civil, it's not
what do you
criminal.
say? It's based on
It's
fact.
civil, it's
You know.
not criminal.
Okay.
It's civil, it's not criminal.
Well,
It's
that's
civil.
why we need a judge, you know.
You know,
so.
because he, like I said, if you want, I'll show you the video of when he saw him in the backyard.
I'm just
He
saying
never
we
threatened
need to
him.
start de-escalating.
Well, he
instead
needs
of
to stop
escalating.
with the lies.
Well, everybody.
I have
needs-
proof.
No, because you're defaming his character by telling his tenants, the person that it works for
Well,
him,
obviously,
all these
that's-
obvious
obviously.
bad things.
Obviously, okay. But that's what I'm saying. We need to de-escalate, not continue to escalate on both sides.
Oh,
Everybody
definitely.
needs to
Well, he,
de-escalate.
like I said, he'll show you text messages at 2, 3 in the morning that he was getting from him. And I admit,
Okay, then
sometimes
sue
he
me.
can
I
have
mean,
a-
we'll
You
come.
don't text somebody at 2, 3 in the morning.
I didn't. They just send
making
it.
threats.
You know.
No, we have the
Okay.
proof.
Yeah, this send to judge, send to police, call police.
All right.
You know, we'll come.
It's getting
No, because
escalated.
we
It-
are
look,
not
guys,
people that call the police. I am the police part of it. So I don't.
Well,
I
there are
take things-
crap
I take
police
things
for
in my
sure,
own
worldwide.
hands.
You know.
Talk to me,
Listen,
not each other.
I stopped
Talk
to tell
me,
him
not
that,
each other.
listen, I didn't have an issue or
Right.
whatever.
But anyway, so going forward, I might put this on like, you know, go live, you know, like a broadcast to the worldwide, you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Just
And you do it
kidding. I
in the
mean,
back, you'll see my naked
but
body.
I can ask for a judge, you know,
Okay,
like.
and when I walk around naked and you post it to the world,
I don't know.
that
This is
is-
public
that
space,
is
my private
pornography.
property.
That's pornography.
Wow, that's disgusting. You know, like
Yes, it's
that's absolutely,
pornography.
yeah.
But if I walk around like that, you post it, that's criminal charges.
Yeah.
That's criminal charges. This is a civil
Right, that's
issue.
public. What?
This is a civil
Well, that's why
issue.
I'm saying maybe we can work something out so everybody can.
You can't walk
Put on a
naked
fence,
here.
I don't care because I'm going to put a big ass rock right here. From here to here.
Oh,
it's gonna be a
please,
big
please.
ass rock.
Yeah, that helps.
And then he can put his fence, widen his driveway, whatever he does. But he needs to stop telling our friends and the town of Gatlinburg, and he needs to stop telling people that he rents to that we're horrible people, because we're not. We've lived here 35 years. We've never had a problem with anybody. He's a real estate broker. He has this house down here for sale.
If
He,
you look, I
we know
if
everybody.
he does have issues, if you all have issues that you want to discuss with
We
Eric,
didn't have issues until recently.
well, I'm just saying, if you all have
we
issues,
rented a house from
you're
him.
welcome to
My
email.
in-laws
My
stayed in his
in-laws
house
rented
in
a house from him
2022,
after my son
and
had-
he
my
was
son
more
passed
than
away.
hospitable about it.
Yeah, and he
Listen,
was good
guys,
about it.
I'm
We were
welcome.
fine.
You all are welcome to contact me if you all have problems with Eric, or if Eric has problems with me, and then we can try to work something out. Because we need to de-escalate this situation, not
I've been trying
escalate.
to do that, but when I get text messages at 1:41 in the
understand,
morning
but
that are paragraph
I-
after paragraph after paragraph.
I can't fix the past.
Well,
I can only help you guys with
here,
solutions for the
you-
future.
you can listen to this. If he leaves me alone, I will leave him alone.
Well,
It's
everybody
easy.
leave everybody alone.
That's what I've been trying to do the whole time.
I mean, like I said,
Well,
it all
maybe we
started.
need a
This all
reboot.
escalated because there was a car
Hey,
parked over here.
And
Please.
I'm a bounty hunter, and he was
and I
worried.
thought, and it's a strange car.
I got you.
And
I understand.
my wife's here. Does your husband worry about you? I bet he does. If
He's
you have
another
one.
attorney. We're-
Okay, well then you know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, I get it.
I made a
I'm not
complimentary
here
call to him to say,
I'm
hey,
not
is
here to
that
make
one of
enemies.
yours?
I'm not here to make enemies. I'm here
This
to
is
try
this
to.
is insane, and I don't know who knocked my little elf.
Oh, I have a camera. I can put that out.
If this is on my side, which there's the line, that was on my tree. I don't know why somebody knocked that down.
Maybe even the norm abandoned you. You know, he has had enough. You
See,
know?
he's gonna be
Why
a
is he gonna say
sarcastic
stupid
smart
shit?
ass.
Okay.
That's the problem. He's a passive aggressive smart aleck, is what he is.
We were fine. In my
You have
son
freedom
died
speech.
In 2022, he was nice. We said, Eric, my in-laws are coming. They're elderly. Can we rent a home? We rented a home. He was awesome about it. We thought we had a good relationship going. All my husband did was reach out to say, whose cars are
There's
these?
a strange car in the driveway. We don't know whose it is. People have done a drug deal here. They've dropped a washing machine off here.
People
over
have
the years.
sex
People have
over here.
sex here in the middle of the night in the dark.
It's
So we
ridiculous.
call the cops.
Well, I understand.
I didn't want to just tow the vehicle away.
That's, yeah.
I was being neighborly doing that.
Okay, I got you.
And he doesn't seem to understand the concept evidently.
I got you.
I don't get
Put
it.
a stop to that with a fence.
What?
You're
Well, I
good
told-
Yeah, I'm going to put up fence, put up like signs.
We were the surveyors,
That
my
way,
son.
yeah, he's the surveyor.
They
They're
want
the
to know where the
surveyor.
property line goes here. I think he wants to put a fence gate to maybe eliminate some of the.
Yeah.
I don't care what he does with his
That'd be
property.
Yeah,
So-
but that's, well, we, you know, apparently.
But you
part
know,
of it-
you
put a gate up here?
also have to
Yeah,
tell your
over
renters to
his-
stop with the
to
loud
go
noise
down.
and
They're
stuff
just gonna come
because
around here and
three
go,
You can
strikes
prove
in
they never
Gatlinburg,
done
I
that.
approve.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Three
good.
strikes
That's
in
good.
Gatlinburg, you won't be able to rent anymore.
Yeah, that's good. Do it.
He may have a gate. to
She's the
eliminate some-
surveyor.
My son was out here.
Yeah, I met him. He's a nice fellow.
Yeah.
I showed him where the pin
because
was.
I think a lot of these problems are because of maybe, even in the deeds, the 16-foot easement, that road, and then Smith owns to that pin, little lady named Hazel Smith. Just
Yeah.
like that pie-shaped road.
Yeah.
She's like
And then
100 years old, but
Kyle
she's still
has-
even alive.
Yeah, but then Kyle owns behind her.
Well, you know what it was is the guy who owned the property
Hank
before
Freeman
him,
was a
Hank
surveyor.
Freeman,
Yeah, I know.
he knows that we've used that property for 35 years. So actually, it's what is it considered if you use something
Prescriptive easement and adverse possession.
exactly? And we've used it for 35 years.
And here's the funny thing. In his deed, Hank wrote him a letter, which I have a copy
Yes.
of, that says, we've been using the prescriptive easement across for 30 years. If he owned that property to begin with,
Why
he
would
wouldn't
Hank
need a
put that? He
prescriptive
wouldn't
easement.
need a prescriptive easement.
Hank Freeman wrote a letter that
Hank
says
Freeman
he and
owns
his
the
family have
property.
been going
And when he
across this
sold
for
it to
30
Eric,
some years.
on the paper, it says that we have a prescriptive easement for 35 years, which means technically, if you go to court about it, real estate, we have a right to that. And now you're putting a gate up because we've used it for 35 years.
Yep.
And,
Well,
and
there's
so
it's more
has,
to it than that.
Yeah,
well,
Illegally, but yeah.
well, we can go. I mean, like, we can go. It says
I
it
don't
Frank
want to do all
Freeman
that.
wrote
I don't
it.
want to do any of that. I don't want to
Well,
know
I'd
that
rather
this man
save everybody the
exists,
money.
you know?
I'd rather save everybody the
It's not
money
even
and
a
not
question
have
of
to
that. I
go
don't
into
have the
that.
time or the effort to
Right.
put into him.
Sure.
I don't want to.
Right.
I had no issues when he never bothered me. I didn't seem to bother him. You know, I'd see him, I'd wave, that's it, you know, whatever. Now,
told her how
now
he-
I flip these cameras off all the time because they're here.
I told
I
her
don't know
how
why we
he
need so much
called the
security.
police.
What a paranoid somebody
I
to have
told her
that
how
much
he called
security.
the police and said you threatened him, but
If
I
I
have the
lived
video
back in
that
the
you
woods
did it.
somewhere, I would have security.
30
I have security all over my
35
houses.
years,
I've got
we've
2
not
houses
had a
and
problem.
we've
He's
got security all
trying to
over
get
them.
people to be pissed off because they're not doing it. So you know what a bounty hunter does.
Just saying, this is out of hand. If
Right.
he wants to put a gate on his property, he can do
We
whatever
just
he
need,
wants.
all we need to do at this point is kind of de-escalate,
Well,
not escalate.
We
That's
do,
all
but
I'm
he's
saying.
constantly calling the police.
Yeah.
He's called the
Yeah.
cops on me 4 times, and here's the
He's
funny
gonna
part.
finally
The
try
last
to
2
do it.
cops have been my fucking football players.
Since they were
I know
little.
these kids. I've
Since
known
they
them
were
since they were
5.
this big.
Gotcha.
I go, hi Raleigh, how you doing? He goes, hi Keith, how you doing? You know, like
Yeah.
half of them were my Boy Scouts. I'm a scout. I
Some
was
of
a
them
scout leader.
graduated with our kids.
Yeah, some of them graduated and played football with our boys. This is a small town.
Yeah, I
East
know.
of New
I'm
Person.
from here.
Okay,
I'm
me,
born and raised
36
here.
years I've lived in this town.
I've been here 54.
Yeah.
I'm
So
around.
you know.
She's been here her
I'm
life
Keith,
too.
I'm Keith Flannery. by the
I'm
way.
Julie. Nice to meet you. I'm Julie Myrick. I'm one of the Myricks.
Oh, okay.
So-
The jewelry folk.
Yeah, jewelry and,
and the-
leather and
I'm an Elks member. Been an Elks member
and my
for
dad
20
was
years.
an Elks member.
In the
Yeah.
plaza right
Yep.
there. Yeah.
That's where my office is up in
That's what, so you
Gatlinburg.
understand
I like going in
how
your
it's a
leather
small
store and
town.
smelling all
Oh,
that.
But you
Yes, my
understand
dad.
how it's a small town. He owns 2 businesses in Gatlinburg. And him saying bad things to renters and to his employee, who's been our friend for over 30 years, that is not good.
I understand.
You don't do that to a business
I
owner
understand.
because it's going to start
I know,
affecting.
I know
and-
defamation and all that slander is kind of BS in the state of Tennessee, but why? I don't go around telling people about him.
I understand. But all we need at this point is a reboot because you guys are living next to each
Well,
other.
he's the one who needs a
He's the
reboot.
one that needs to
We'll
reboot. I
all
go up
talk.
and down the
Yeah.
driveway twice a
Well,
day to
we'll
go
all
to work.
talk, and I'll be talking to them, and and she came and pulled over, and I was glad to talk to her just to kind of figure out what's going on and what we need to figure out, what we need to work on, and what we need to do about it.
You know, and,
So-
and you know, I'm fine with that. But
Yeah.
if he's going to sit there and go, you stepped on my property, you stepped on my property, you stepped on my property. I never stepped on his property.
Like there was no reason. to
There's a
spray
fence
paint,
line up top.
but
You
there's
didn't
no
need to
reason-
spray paint my tree up here because 3/4 of that
Okay,
tree is on my
talk to
side
me,
of the
talk to
driveway.
me, not him. You guys.
Why? I don't think I did that.
I mean, Scott probably did that. That's a common boundary thing. Tree.
But why when you already have
Yeah,
blue
sorry,
ribbon,
the tree.
ribbons?
Everyone's crazy. Oh,